Bam, Pro Se Legal School. We brought the tools you need to get the court shut down. That's how I like to put it. But some of these haters have been trying to say that, I'm an ad. No, you're exaggerating, whatever. No. Just head over to the YouTube channel and check out the video review playlist, and you can see a few reviews. Not everybody wants everyone to know the business. And people that invest in a prosecutor eliminator package, most of them are forced to sign a non-disclosure statement, which is fine, okay, because they're happy. If they wasn't happy, there'd be some video reviews that they ain't happy. Okay, but the situation I got going on with Anthony, I get to give my own self-review when it's all said and done. Oh, yeah, okay. So before we get started and rolling here, you guys know we got to give a shout out to my girlfriend. Shattered by Corruption by Carrie Neighbors. Her name in green doesn't show up too good on the screen thing, but and yeah, this is an Amazon bestseller, and it's just a little something about what we went through to make us grumpy about this stuff. Yeah, I had somebody from YouTube made a comment about my information would be very valuable if if I had less of an attitude. Basically, I didn't know how they were trying less of an attitude, And I'm like, well, I'm thinking, you know what? If you went through what I went through to learn this stuff or to get put on this track, whatever you want to call it, then you'd understand. Instead of being a hater, we turned it into something positive to teach y'all how to be haters. Oh, damn. Oh, that didn't come out right, okay? Okay, but the kind of haters that we learn how to be aren't the kind of haters like them who, we hate to see them taking our stuff. So we bring the fire to the table to fight back. And thank you for coming to the show, girlfriend. And Heather, thank you for being here already before I got here. I'm going to keep it real. I appreciate you both. I appreciate everybody that's showed up tonight or that's showing up. And, we can't go forward without throwing my superheroes on the table. This is, that's the 3 of Watts Be Born. We have 28 other ones, 1, 2, or 3 at a time that we fostered in foster care. And some of them keep an eye on me too. So if I don't do the right thing, but that's all right. I gotta. Okay, hang on, guys. Got a private chat on here from Robbie. I didn't even know where the private chat was. So I'm letting him know he needs to chat in the regular window so we all can see it. And if he wasn't sure if he wanted to come on or if he wanted to just chat in the window. So I told him be nice so everybody could see his words. So we're gonna just okay. He said he's gonna try. If you can chat in the regular window where everybody else is, Robbie, that would be perfect because then I wouldn't have to switch back and forth because I need to see them, and I need to make sure that they're seeing what you're saying to make everything kind of work out the way we want it to work out. So while you're working on that, I posted the information from the lawsuit that you need to structure your own script. I didn't want to structure the script because for me, I have to put my own words in there so I can because basically when you call them on the phone or whatever the first time you're lucky if you get through, then uh, they're going to make you go to the gatekeeper is going to send your ass to the voicemail. And then in the voicemail is when you leave the words that you need and just take up. You can figure out the first time how long it is, and you shouldn't hang up until until the end of the voicemail. So what I did was I put the facts in there that you guys need to make the script, and then you would make the script according to how you speak, so that when you're delivering it, you're delivering like it's coming out of your head and not off the paper. So let's see, someone, welcome, welcome Lamont to the show. So we're just going to go ahead and Robbie's kind of figuring out, how to get over to this other side if he can. If he can't, then we're just going to go with that. And I'm going to do a screen share, I think, and I'm going to show you guys the. I'm going to show you the facts that I pulled up, and I only researched this for a couple hours, maybe I don't know. That's all I'm going to admit to. Oh, but it's real interesting, and so Robbie, I'm going to assume that you can hear me. You should leave me a message. When you leave a message, it shows a little thing. I'm getting a private message, and I can go and click on it and see what you're saying. So I'm going to. Oh no, I see you here. Okay, hang on. I need to add you.
Yeah, I'm here, coach.
Hey, okay.
But I can't get the I can't sign into chat, but I'm here. So it's
Okay,
all good.
no, this is better because everybody, you guys, can you all hear Robbie? I think they can all hear you because I can hear you now too. So this is cool.
Cool.
So I needed to go down to the bottom down here and invite you because it said you were here, but you wasn't in there yet. So
Cool.
I always blame these kind of things. Well, I used to blame them on my girlfriend, but she's here. So my dog, I blame. Ah, okay. So I'm going to screen share. So did you see the information that I sent you, Robbie?
Go again, coach.
Did you see the information that I emailed you?
No, I'm checking that just now.
It's just a bunch of random stuff that when I was studying it, and I'm going to pull it up and show it anyway. So,
Cool.
um, my girlfriend said, "Hey," and Okay, cool. They can hear us. So I'm gonna do a screen share, and then I'm just gonna. So there's a couple of things before I do that I wanted to talk about. So do you guys have civil rights there,
Yeah,
Robbie?
we do. We're supposed to have civil rights.
Okay,
Yes.
that's okay. That's a better way because you only have them if you're willing to do whatever it takes.
Right. Right. We do.
Okay, so for here, our statutes and codes are not valid laws because they don't have enacting clauses, titles, or bodies. They're
Correct.
actually policies from a corporation because they don't have those things. Now, the, the Constitution and the federal government mandates that in order for something to be a valid law, it has to have these three elements. It has to have an enacting clause, which tells people from what authority the law comes from. It has to have a title and a body. And statutes and codes don't have any of those. And this is like the main. Well, we've learned this from the real-time feedback from all the people in this program that have been punching these people in the face. We've learned that the statutes and codes are not valid laws. So, and you can file higher court case law in the lower court. So we've learned to crush the entire state court process by using federal laws and federal acts. The federal acts are criminal violations, and it allows us uh, to bring these criminal charges to, because criminal charges just being sued for it, and so that's kind of how our non-conventional program works. And from what I've seen, and I will hear what you have to say about what we're looking at or whatever, because you're actually there.
Right.
It's pretty similar.
I do believe it's pretty similar. We have what's called the civil procedure rules, which are, as you say, they're rules from a corporation. And I tend to agree with you that they're, as you said, they're not valid laws. However, they are used and infiltrated as valid laws in this country.
Uh-huh. Okay, so now this is information that I pulled up and saved from looking at a whole bunch of stuff. And I only saved stuff that, and I'm not an expert on the UK stuff, but I can read the words.
Cool.
And you can see, so right here it talks about the Registration Act of 2002, and generally an act is federal or whatever. I don't know. I don't. And the transfer of ownership. And it's funny how this goes because, and let's just go through and let everybody and you can talk, Robbie, about anything that you see on the page, if it's true or not
Yeah.
true.
Well, yeah, they have all these rules, as you say. They have the separate acts for property. You might have a property act, which again is a set of governed rules.
So
You
act there is like governing rules. They said it's compository or something. I looked it up and it meant that it's a real law, so you have to do it. Well,
well, this is where you come in, because there's no one in England that's stating that these are laws, again with the titles, as you say, the body and the acting clauses. There's no one in this on this side of the water that is punching at those directions. So I do believe that UK and America are quite similar, but just with a different type of pronunciation, so to speak.
yeah, and you can see here in the end of this, and it talks about the property tax system and but it doesn't. So is is there a law that says you have to register your property?
Right. I've just been into that. In 1992, there was a law that says it's advised that you register your property. But
Okay, so this is federal. This is state.
yeah, it
Okay.
says it's advised, but I don't think it's compulsory. But again,
Well,
it's
even if it was compulsory, in my opinion, to the rule of law. Well, what law are we talking about? Because what they're doing has nothing to do with the law, and the way we approach this has nothing. It has more to do with the reason why they're able to do that. And most of that has to do with, well, the majority of that is them dragging you into an administrative court when you think you're in a judicial court.
exactly.
You guys'
Exactly.
system is the same way that way?
Yeah, it's all administration, and there is a law, a Hillsbury law in this country, that states that courts are not legal. They are not legal. They're administrative offices.
So in an administrative office, you have to agree.
Right. Okay.
Mm. And you know
Okay.
what?
So
And it's go ahead, go ahead.
so what you say to agree, you have to give consent.
Correct,
Okay.
correct.
Good.
And,
Good
and
one.
so, well, most of the time, you're giving consent through acquiescence, in my opinion. And in this case, I don't know, and I'm just going to throw this on the table because we're
You do
giving
that.
consent because of our ignorance or fear. Some people, I'm just going to go with ignorance because I don't, I don't
I
know.
agree. I agree, Coach. In this country, it's not exactly through um, acquiescence. It's sometimes forced upon you. It's they gain it by asking you, "Would you like to sit down?" And if you say yes, they use that as trickery, as a consent. Would you like to read this document? And as from you say yes, it's accepted as consent. If you appear, some people say special appearance or whatever appearance, they take that as their jurisdictive measures. And now you've explained that it's as clear as daylight that it's all done by trickery.
Yep. So they drag you in the administrative court. Okay. So let's just get back to the tax part of this.
Mm,
And so here they do what is called a constructive registration. The statute they're supposed to follow because these statutes and codes are for them to follow to make it fair for us.
agreed.
And so what they do is they do what they call their constructive delivery. And it took me a long time to figure because they all do the same thing. And they register your property, your deed in their office, and they tell you it's to keep people off. Your property
Totally.
notarized, and nobody could get on your shit unless it was they showed up with something notarized prior or whatever. And now it has to be registered, and people don't realize that the first illegal lien that's put on your property was put on it because of the illegal registration, and it was
Agreed.
the mortgage lien. And the
Agreed,
reason it
Coach.
was illegal is because think of it like this: if there were several people who owned property, everybody would have to be present to sign that lien. So the fact that they accepted the signature from y'all happy asses, you know, it shows that you owned it already, and I smell stink. The alleged loan was, at least here, was created with your signature on that document. After you left the table, they turned it into illegally, altered it, turned it into a security, and processed it through the Federal Reserve for electronic credits. Now, modern money mechanics says that they're granted 9 times the amount that goes into a demand deposit account. Okay, but they wrote a book and they know way more about that. Okay, back, and then the next thing they did was they reclassified your property for the sole purpose of taxation.
Agreed. Agreed.
Because Our Constitution says you can't tax private property.
Exactly,
And not
coach.
once, but twice. In two different places, you cannot tax private property. So once they get control of it, they reclassify your property to one of the. When I started learning this, it was three designations: residential, agricultural, or commercial. Okay, and
Agreed.
then there's property that my wife owns. I'm looking, and they're telling me they got 13 different classifications in Lawrence, Kansas. Are you kidding me right now?
In the UK, they use what's called an AP1 form when you purchase a property. And unbeknown to you, the AP1 form, as they put on the local government as authority over your property. And you are not aware of this. So the local government, as you say, your house is classified not as domestic anymore, it's classified as commercial. And then they apply the council tax to it.
And residential here means a government official's property.
Yes.
And I had a couple of people telling me on that and want me to go tell them what I did. Okay, I already know because I studied and I found it. All right, So I just told them y'all can go look it up because I don't have time to put. And it all fits in.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's pretty similar.
I think it's very similar, coach. I'm wondering, do we as a living man have the right to tell them to remove our data from the, as you say, with consent? Can we tell them to take it off? We don't want it on there.
Well, yeah, yes,
Okay.
but it's better, and this is what the lawsuit package that I have. It's better to just sue them
Okay.
to make them do it. Now I put a script together in the video for this stream when it's done. In the description down there below, and also in the comment section, I left a script, and this script is from the lawsuit package, and the script has the information that you need to put together your own words to call their asses up and ask them that there's and let them know that there's a problem
Cool.
with the classification of your property, and you want to let them know that the legal team,
Okay. Yeah.
because we're dumbasses, okay? You got to just bring that, and here's the. I mean, you do have a legal team. It's yourself and your wife, your spouse,
Exactly.
whoever the hell it is. But at the end of the day, when you start lying to their ass, it's like they've been doing to us. And okay, I'm gonna do a screen share again since I'm getting better at this. And show you guys the package. I reduced it. It wasn't all the way at 1,500, but I reduced it down from what I had it at before this for this show. So if people are interested in it, and I don't know. I think Robbie, we need to talk when we're done or whatever in private and work out something because.
Cool.
Like you said, I don't guarantee whatever because I don't know that much, but it looks like. So what I want to do is work out something with you, so and then you could leave us feedback or whatever.
That would be good.
Down the road, so the other people, then I can actually start advertising in the UK too. So
That would be so excellent.
So could see this. So we'll talk after we get done. But this is what you get now. So they do? So I'm gonna go out on a limb. They do foreclosures in the UK too.
Yeah, I think, Coach, that the laws are very similar, but I think, like
So we're
Alice,
talking. Are we talking state or federal? Because
this is what confuses me. Federal. What is federal in England? It would be supreme.
Okay, I got you.
I think.
So it would be state and supreme in England.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, that's cool. Cause see, I don't. That's, and this is the beauty of having you here tonight. So we can all learn something too.
Cool.
So on the state level, they're going by their own rules, and so what we started doing, Robbie, is we start adding the Supreme Court to our stuff because
Right.
the Supreme Court here is, there's the state and then federal and then the appeals court and then there's a bunch of other shit in the middle. Come on, people, y'all just work with me. This ain't okay, but the Supreme Court, I found, I don't know, 4 or 5 months back, the Supreme Court is a court that structures the local rules that the courts use to throw people under the bus. And I studied the canons and all that shit, and in my opinion, it's just an outline for the RICO operation telling them in each place how to do stuff.
Okay.
And court is, so we added a Supreme Court as a plaintiff to the counterclaim that we filed in their stuff in the people who are already in court. And oh man, when I was talking about doing that in the stream, we had a couple of people that come to the stream. They were so mad. That one dude couldn't even type. He was trying to type some stuff. And I'm like, dude, this guy's grammar is worse than mine. But this is what the property tax package looks like on our website. And then that's the welcome to Pro State Legal School. We provide tools you do the work. I'm Coach Neighbors, and in today's video, we're going to review. Okay, I blew my eardrums out on that one.
Cool.
And so these are all of the things that you get. Now, there may be one. I'm going to add the affidavit for denial of corporate existence to this package and to the other two premium packages. So this is all the stuff that you get in that package.
Cool.
And then you have a chance to get some other stuff down here. So, okay, we're gonna stop the sharing and get.
Yeah, I think corporate existence is one of the main factors that they use to create this joinder with you, and then apply the trickery in the court.
That's absolutely right. They use their corporate. And so here's the thing, too. I was talking to a young lady earlier today, and their corporate existence, the trickery that they use. Okay, so they think that they're here. They think we're U.S. citizens. There's two U.S. citizens. There's a U.S. citizen of the Republic States you were born in, and then there's a U.S. citizen of the federal government, which they assume everybody is. And they have your driver's license with your name spelled in all capital letters, or whatever. And the process that we used was filling out the passport in a way to verify you're not a U.S. citizen, you don't work in the U.S. Parents are nothing to do with that shit. And then they send you back 5-star. And when they pull you over on the street or whatever, you can flip that in their face and they can't find you. Okay, but this, the guy, Andre, that put this, and his people who put this document together, it's so, I don't think people understand. Okay, in my opinion, that document would be all I would have to send in the court and affidavit, and that's judicial notice, or maybe on the back of my lawsuit that I'm filing. I don't think people understand how powerful it should be. It could be. It is if you learn how to
Apply.
stick it in their face. Yep. So this is perfect. So you can email me later, Rob. We can just talk in email because there's such a difference in time, and
Cool.
then we'll figure something out so that you can start applying this, and then obviously I would have any coaching anything that you any ideas or something. Everything comes up, we can bounce our heads together. And actually, you can do it right on here so everybody can see it. I think this is pretty cool. The other people can see that, in other countries, there's opportunity to apply everything. Okay,
This is what I'm
so
hoping, Coach. I'm hoping that the UK people will actually see that they can actually reach out to someone like yourself, because there's no one in England that's got that glove on their hand and punching in order to knock out anything. We have not had any successes. Like, you've had your case dismissed with your foster son.
yeah,
You've had
yeah,
that
yeah.
thrown up.
I had my federal case dismissed too. Yeah, it
Okay,
took
well,
me a
there you
long
go.
time. I
Yeah,
went in with 3. I came out with 12 cases. Yeah, all of them. Yeah,
we
so
need that. We definitely need that in the UK. So
so
we'll talk later.
it sounds like Robbie. This is going to be Coach Robbie because the premium package is set up where I have people who are coaching, people who are using it to protect property. I have people who are training their people to protect their property in all different states because we roll into higher court or whatever. So
That would be
you
perfect.
get this rolling, man, and you'll be able to open your own business, and I'll be coaching you while you're helping other people. Because
Oh, all right, Coach.
that's how this, because you know everything there better than I do there anyway. So yeah, that's
All,
how I like that to go, and
all
then
good, Coach. All
they'll
good.
know that you're getting people that you need to know that your coaches. Okay, so we're just gonna say hi to everybody. And then we're gonna let Robbie get to bed because it's pretty late over there. My girlfriend was. We were talking about my reviews earlier, and these are all the people that were here at the beginning while we were. Welcome to the show, Nikki. We got some new people here. My girlfriend said hi again.
Hey, Shattered by Corruption. Keep going. Love the book. Keep it up.
Yep, he's in the United Kingdom. We had a lot of people show up tonight. This is pretty stinking cool.
Agreed. Agreed. Shattered.
This is pretty cool. I love this. Knowledge cast out fear. Okay, but I found this thing and I don't use it much. And it says, if you're scared, get it done anyway. Get it done anyway. I was talking to a lady one day and I was telling her, look, just need to be able to work that out. I said, the worst thing this is, when you're in court, the last thing you want is them to hear your knees knocking together under the table because of the fear. And she said, I can't believe you're making fun of me. I said, no, I'm talking about myself, and I'm 6'7", so my knees are almost to the top of the table. But that was a long time ago. Y'all keep up. Now, knowledge is power. Sometimes it could interfere with you learning new stuff. This is pretty cool. Robbie, I thank you for spending the time, and we're going to see if we can.
Thank you, Coach, for having me over here. I really appreciate your time and effort. God bless.
And I'm sure I'll have you back to tell us about the successes.
Anytime, Coach. Anytime. God
Thank you,
bless.
young man. Good night.
Good night, sir.
Okay, yeah, it was like 6 hours difference there, so it was like 2 something
Good
in
night,
the morning
everybody.
there. So let me go ahead and turn him off there so he can. Okay, so yeah, thank you, Robbie. That was pretty stinking cool, and you know, uh, Canada is next. We're gonna be selling stuff all over the place. You know, I think a lot of places, if you have civil rights, I'm if you have civil rights, well, that's what this is based off. You know, the civil rights, and then the fact that the first level, the state level, is bullshit. I mean, I'm just everything on the state. People are messaging me or email me, hey, does your stuff work for the state of Connecticut? Um, not the way you're thinking about using it. I'm just saying. But thank you guys for sharing your time, and I'm going to get off of here and get. I'm getting tired. It's been a long day trying to get all this stuff put together, but it worked out pretty stinking well. So I'll see you guys in the next live stream or the video that we're going to post tomorrow.